My name is Tim Tysall. I am a Navy veteran. I enlisted in the Navy, went to boot camp July 12th, 1966, right after high school. I only had about 2 weeks. I went to Great Lakes, Illinois, because that was the Navy's boot camp. Spent like 12 weeks there, and during boot camp you pick whatever specialty you want to be, and I was guaranteed something in aviation. So I figured, well, maybe a jet mechanic or something like that, because it'd be a good civilian job when you get out. Well, you needed 3 choices, and I only picked 2. And the person in charge of that, he says, well, how about parachute rigger? And I asked him, what the hell is that? And he explained that you pack parachutes and take care of pilots and crewmen's equipment. The school's full, the rate's full, chances are 1 in a million. Well, he was lying through his teeth, because when I got to school, which was in Lakehurst, New Jersey, that's where I went, and I found out probably 1/3 of the class were told the same thing. That started my career as a parachute rigger. We got to Thailand in November of '67. I was fortunate. I celebrated my 19th birthday in November of 1967. So I was a baby. The base that we were on was pretty much in the middle of nowheres. There was no paved roads. It was just either red dust or red mud, depending on the monsoons. And we were stationed there. There was no jets on the base. It was all prop planes. We also had a helicopter rescue squadron there because of the geographic location of NKP, Thailand. It was about on the same latitude as the DMZ, between North and South Vietnam, which made it a prime spot for picking up down flyers, pilots, and crewmen, because it was close. Nakhon Phanom, so Royal Thai Air Force Base it was. Yeah. There was Thai Air Force there, yeah. NKP, which was exactly about 8 miles from the border of Laos. And the border between Thailand and Laos was the Mekong River. The river, it's like the Mississippi. It's a huge river. Yeah. Yeah. And we could go into town and you could see them drop parachute flares on the Laos side, and you were not technically in the war zone because you were still in Thailand. One of the main missions that we had was for the siege of Tysall, the Marines that were there, because we dropped these electronic sensors, and we seeded all the way around the base with these sensors so the Marines could tell what area the bad guys were coming from, so they could reinforce that area and take troops from another area that they knew wasn't going to be under fire. And the Marines credited the squadron with about a 30 to 40% less losses because of the sensors we put down. The caisson, we probably spent a good 2 to 3 weeks doing that, because you can only carry just so many of them. Even if you sent 3 planes, they may only be able to carry 30, 35, and they tried to get an equal amount all the way around the base. So it was kind of like, so they could figure out if somebody was coming from any section. And the purpose why we did the Ho Chi Minh Trail, that was for the trucks and things like that, because the vibrations in the ground from the trucks would set them off. They'd triangulate where the sensors were going off, and they could send the bigger aircraft to come and get them. The planes that we had were designed for anti-submarine warfare, and they would drop what they called sonar buoys. They were a little bigger, but it was for finding submarines. We were fortunate because we had a lot of senior officers, because they wanted pilots with a lot of experience. Because our mission was to fly at about 1,100 feet at maybe 250 knots. You could have probably hit the airplane with a rock. They were that low. And that was part of our demise, because we were such a huge target going low and slow. We left in between middle of June and about the middle of July. June of '68, we were decommissioned because of excessive losses.